Internet, Eric here. Rachel's over there.
Hello.
This is a review that we didn't plan on. Spur of the moment thing, but we felt like we had to talk about this film. Rachel went to the library last week, rented a movie that we thought, well, at least she heard was real. Well, how do I say this? She wanted to see. I heard was decent. We sat down, and watched it, and today we're going to discuss.
Want me to hold it?
No, I got it. Oh, I think.
Moulin Rouge.
There you go. That's why she's here. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I discuss plot spoilers, specific scenes, what have you. Came out in 2001. Basic plot is that I was able to follow. We're following Hugh McGregor. He's is he a writer or a poet or playwright?
Playwright, basically.
Something. It's the year 1900. It's in France, and he's telling us the story of what happened the previous year, where he was trying to write something, and he ends up living across from the Moulin Rouge, which is a nightclub slash brothel.
Yeah.
He meets a bunch of actors, and they go to the Moulin Rouge for some reason, and they meet Nicole Kidman, and she's like the head dancer, performer.
Yeah.
Okay. And they fall in love.
Star.
Yeah. He falls in love with her, and then shit happens, and stuff, and lots of drugs needed. The end.
Basically.
Okay. I wasn't against seeing this movie because I don't mind Nicole Kidman. She's nice to look at. She's not bad as an actress.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoy Ewan McGregor. I heard the songs were going to be good because right now I'm watching American Horror Story Freak Show, and one of the things I like about that is there's songs. That season takes place in like the 50s, but there's songs from like the 90s that they're performing, like Fiona Apple's Criminal and this and that. So they're
Right.
singing modern songs that, in the era of like the 1900s. So I thought that was really cool, or really going to be cool. And then we sat and watched it.
Ugh.
And within 12 minutes, we were so confused because this movie was just batshit insane. First off, well, we'll get to the actors first before we get to like the rest of the mess. Ewan McGregor was fine.
I guess. I mean, it wasn't like they did bad acting. I think they had bad writing.
Well, Ewan was okay. Ewan McGregor's usually okay. There we go. His singing wasn't the best. It wasn't horrible, but
He's not really a singer, though, is he?
I don't know.
Oh.
His character was likable. He was fine there. So that's it. Nicole Kidman. She's nice. She's nice to look at. That's it.
It was tolerable, I thought.
Her singing was okay. There's some of her acting was fucking heinous though. Like, she's supposed to be this. I don't know if she's actually a prostitute.
I think she is because of the one scene. She was basically trying to get with Ewan McGregor because she thought he was somebody else.
Right. There's a scene where she's trying to get with the Duke of France or whatever.
Of Earl.
Yeah, Duke of Earl. That's retarded. Stop it. But there's some mistaken identity. She thinks Ewan McGregor's the Duke when it's really this other douchebag. And she's trying to act sexy with Ewan, and it's not coming off sexy as she's trying to seduce him because she keeps rolling her R's and twirling and just making weird noises.
Yeah.
Like she's in the barnyard or... No, that's over-exaggerating, but she's just going a lot and just coming off like a really stupid. And then the real Duke comes in, and she's trying to distract the real Duke by doing that so Ewan can escape, but she's still trying to be sexy, but she comes off as a moron. I don't know. And that just took me out. So, don't really like her. I don't really remember any other performances. John Leguizamo plays a dwarf who has an alcohol problem. That's about it. Whoever plays the Duke, is it the Duke? Yeah, the Duke.
Yeah.
He's the stereotypical asshole.
And the conductor guy, like, what?
Yeah, she calls him the conductor. I call him the ringmaster.
Because, ringmaster would be
because he's
better.
got that twirly mustache, and he's got a top hat, and he's got like a red
jacket.
a red jacket, and he looks like he's the ringmaster of a circus, which makes sense because this whole Moulin Rouge thing is a fucking circus.
It was.
All we needed was like the elephants on the ball and the monkeys flying around type of thing. And
For sure.
Because there were people on trapeze. He was just there. Nothing special.
But then they would all of a sudden cut right to him as making like some freaky face.
That's another thing I hated. Other than, the acting just being okay. The camera work here. Lots of fucking close-ups like that.
Yeah.
And it's just out of nowhere. It's abnormal. Lots of times it's on the ringmaster. That's what we're going to call him. And it's just, he's got this like devil face that if you just painted his skin red and like his red beard black, he'd look just like Satan. So that was unnerving. And they did that a lot.
And he's singing like a virgin.
We're going to get to the music. We're going to get to the songs. Because that's another fucking problem.
Oh, my.
Went in this, like I said, thinking it would be neat because it's 1900s. They're singing 80s songs, 60s, 70s songs.
I thought to be a plot. I felt like the plot was really lacking. Like,
well, it was a generic love story.
Yeah, but they didn't really explain anything about things.
Ewan McGregor fell in love with Nicole Kidman. Nicole Kidman wanted fame, and then she fell in love, and then, spoiler, she dies. Sorry.
But they don't explain why she's dying, do they? Or did I just tune out after
We probably tuned out or didn't care. She's probably got emphysema or cancer or something because she coughs up blood a couple times. Yeah. We don't care. But what was I saying before that? The music?
Yeah.
Okay. Because it was modern songs being sung in the 1900s. The positives with the music, couple things. There is a rendition of Elton John's Your Song that Ewan McGregor sings to Nicole Kidman, and I think she joins in. And I do like the atmosphere. It does make it romantic because they make the background blue and they float up to the clouds and it's like they're in heaven and this and that. That was well done. I really enjoyed that scene. That's about it.
It was a trippy movie.
And then there was one scene where they're singing the Queen song, The Show Must Go On, because something bad is happening at Moulin Rouge. I don't know if it's either because Nicole Kidman is sick or the Duke now owns the deed to the Moulin Rouge and some stupid shit. Like I said, we checked out after like
20 minutes.
But I liked when the ringmaster sung The Show Must Go On. Mm-hmm. Now let's get to the rest of the music. First off, I did say that I liked the performance of Ewan McGregor and Nicole Kidman singing Your Song by Elton John. But then they ruined it because every time you see Ewan McGregor like swooning in the background over Nicole Kidman, he keeps repeating that. What does he say?
I don't know the song really.
Tell everybody this is... He like the very last line of the fucking song. He keeps saying it over and over again. Like, see, I blocked it out of my head. I can't think it, but he says it ad nauseum every fucking time, and it made me not want to hear that song ever again. I'm trying to think of a line. How wonderful life is when you're in the world. That's what he says, but he says it like 4 or 5 fucking times. He says it a lot. Now. The other songs, when we first go to Moulin Rouge. No, I knew this was going to be cheesy because when Ewan meets Midget John Leguizamo and the rest of the actors, they're trying to write a song for The Sound of Music. Oh, yeah. And he helps them with The Hills Are Alive, and he sings it. That's kind of funny.
It was kind of entertaining at that part.
That was funny because one of the guys...
He was like dressed up.
One of the actors accidentally falls through the roof and Ewan has to take his place. So that was kind of funny. And so the first 10 minutes, decent. And then they take the absinthe to celebrate.
And then everything.
And they never stop taking the absinthe.
They must not have. Or it's just one long trip.
Yeah.
Throughout the rest of the movie.
Because we get Kylie Minogue flying in, she's a green fairy. She looked like that flying green dude from the Flintstones.
She was terrifying.
And she was voiced by Ozzy Osbourne. I'm not lying, I saw that in the credits. And I understand it's supposed to be trippy because they're on absinthe, but this tone right here in this film with, the absinthe, it never leaves the movie. Ever.
Because you think it's going to leave, and then you realize that it didn't, and then all of a sudden you see the conductor guy flying through the air.
He does fly through the air like a retarded Superman, and he spins around and goes into the Moulin Rouge. I guess because it's supposed to be artistic.
I guess they're still tripping on for the episode. I don't know.
And then the thing is, once they get to the Moulin Rouge, it's supposed to be a party atmosphere and everything, and that's fine, but it's so in your face with, the extreme close-ups, and it's just so loud and obnoxious. I mean, they're singing, the beginning of Teen Spirit, or It Smells Like Teen Spirit, which is fine, but then they throw in the Lady Marmalade song, which is fine, but it's so loud and so fast and so in your face and so obnoxious. I don't want to watch this anymore, and we're 13 minutes in.
Yeah.
So overall, because we have one more song to talk about. Overall, at this point, the songs are 50-50. I like The Show Must Go On. I like your song. I hate the introduction to Moulin Rouge. And then we get the rendition of Like a Virgin.
Oh.
Sung.
Go on.
No.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
Like a Virgin is sung by the ringmaster to the Duke.
AKA the conductor to the Duke.
Yeah, and it's so weird and out there because he's singing it like a virgin. I don't know if he's trying.
He's talking.
He's breathy. He's talking it. He's staring at the other man in the other man's eyes.
You kind of think they're gonna have something going on.
Yeah, you think they're gonna make out at the end. I don't know. And it's just very awkward and uncomfortable. And then the song speeds up, and he's grabbing the Duke, and he's throwing him around, and then there's Jello mold boobs and other things going on, and he does pretty much the entire Like a Virgin song. I'm just glad he didn't start humping the floor like Madonna did, at the MTV Movie Awards. I wouldn't put it past him. I wanted to turn the movie off then, but I figured we already decided we're going to talk about this film, so that means we have to finish the film. And we still probably had an hour left. This movie was over 2 hours. Is there anything else to talk?
There's a random shot of somebody in the moon.
That's because
that
this
made
movie
no sense.
The movie's artistic.
Oh,
that's why.
Is that why it makes no sense?
It's art.
Oh.
But then again, you could say Howard the Duck was artistic. I don't know.
You could say anything else.
Yeah, this movie was fucking bonkers. I understand that it was a love story. I have nothing against a love story. I like the movie Ghost. That's a love story. I love the movie The Crow. That's a love story. But they were entertaining.
It just wasn't explained well.
Oh, you don't really need it to be explained well. It was a shitty, simple plot.
Well, but so Ewan McGregor, I get, falls in love with her. She falls in love with him right away. There's no time in between their love story. It's they meet and then they're in love. I get it. Mm-hmm. But then all of a sudden, why does the Duke seem to think that he's in love with her when he hasn't met her yet? That's the part I didn't get.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know that he was already in love with her before he met her.
No, because she obviously was confused because she didn't know who he was.
She didn't know who he was because I don't think she was in love with him. See, it's fucking confusing. First off, I don't think she was...
Ewan was the Duke.
Right.
So they obviously never met before.
Right, but I don't think she was in love with him. I think she wanted to bang him because he was the Duke and he had money.
But then it seemed like he was in love with her because he was mad at Ewan McGregor later on in the movie because she figured out that they were in love with each other.
Because he's like, that's my whore, damn it, that's not yours.
I don't know. It was confusing.
I mean, she's very pretty in this movie. She's got the light skin and the dark red hair, so she's nice to look at. So he might have, I guess, because it's artistic, it could have been love at first sight. I don't know, but I think she wanted to be with the Duke because of the money.
Oh, for sure, because she had no idea who he was, and she was ready to sleep with him right there.
Exactly, French people. I don't know. But yeah, I didn't like. Is there anything else? And then it just ends. Wow. Okay, they're gonna break up, and they do break up. But then at the end, they have this. I don't know if he sings Piano Man. I don't know if he sings Your Song again to her.
Probably.
But they're whispering it to each other, but they're like 50 feet away from each other. So how the fuck can they hear each other? And then they go together, and then they hug, and she dies. And it's not believable because I don't care. And then we cut back to present day Ewan McGregor, and you know he's sad because he's got a full beard.
And he's got paper.
And he's got paper everywhere. He's been writing all year. Oh my god! He's been writing this shitty story for a year. It just ends, and then I'm happy.
Yeah, same. Because the absinthe.
I wish I had absinthe. I watched this movie sober. My wife doesn't drink. She watched this movie sober, and I think she wanted to drink afterwards. Or snort some cocaine or something. Would have helped. Yeah, I to each their own. People like this because it's a love story. I'd rather watch the love story between Leah Thompson and the Duck. That's just me.
I'd pretty much rather watch anything else than this.
So,
which is weird because I love my musicals. Everybody knows
I like music. I like some musicals too. But they got to be entertaining.
Yeah, this was not.
There was too much going on, too much in your face. You know what? I will give it this. The scenery was good.
It was flashy. I mean,
it was flashy. The way, yeah.
I guess that's what they thought would camouflage everything else.
Exactly. Make it look pretty, and you won't know you have a pile of shit.
I guess.
Okay. Overall, Ewan McGregor's decent. Almost 50% of the songs are good. The rest of it's garbage. People, like I said, we were trashing it on Facebook, and everyone's like, "It's a love story." Well, it's a shitty love story. I didn't like it. A love story by any other word is still a piece of crap. I don't recommend Moulin Rouge. Mm-hmm. I don't know why it got a lot of praise, but then again, it's artistic. I'd rather watch, Pumpkinhead or something like this, if you want artistic. But I don't know. I was expecting.
Pumpkinhead is artistic. I guess there's some art to his face.
Exactly. I wasn't expecting much from this movie, and I got a lot less. So, yeah. Do I recommend this movie? Absolutely not. Yeah, see, she's already bored talking about it. So, in the end, no. Waste your time doing something else, play Nintendo or something.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Watch the Golden Girls.
Watch the Golden Girls. I would rather sit down and listen to Rue McClanahan talk about her nights in the bedroom than watch this ever again.
Agreed.
Okay. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for suffering with us. Like and subscribe. Click the bell. Share. Comment below. Tell me how wrong we are. Tell me how right we are. Yeah. I never want to hear "Like a Virgin" ever again. So in the end, I'll say cheers and...
Like a virgin.
Like a virgin.